Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I want to start our time together with a story, something that happened to me many years ago. It's a story about a lesson I learned, one that has stayed with me ever since. I remember walking through a beautiful garden. This garden was filled with the most splendid flowers and trees I had ever seen. As I walked, I came across an old gardener. He was tending to the plants with such care and attention. I stopped and watched him for a moment. And then I asked him, "How do you make this garden so beautiful?" He stopped what he was doing, looked up at me with a smile, and said, "It's simple, really. You take care of the plants every day. You water them, you make sure they get enough sun, and you remove the weeds that can choke their growth. Do this consistently, and the garden flourishes." That simple conversation in that beautiful garden taught me a profound lesson. Just like the gardener tends to his plants, we must tend to our habits. It's our daily habits that shape our lives, that determine whether we flourish like those plants or whether we wither. Tonight I want to talk to you about the habits of highly successful people. These aren't complicated secrets or inaccessible strategies. They are simple, everyday choices that can lead you towards a life of extraordinary success. Just like the gardener in his garden, we have the power to cultivate our habits, to nurture them, and to watch as they transform our lives. As we explore these habits, I invite you to think of your own life as a garden. What are you planting? What are you nurturing? And what needs to be weeded out? Let's embark on this journey together, discovering the habits that can lead us to the success we desire and deserve. We begin with our first habit, the goal setting and vision. Think of a ship setting out to sea. Before it leaves the harbor, it needs a destination, a course to navigate. Without this, the ship would drift aimlessly at the mercy of the winds and the waves. Much like that ship, we too need a destination in our lives. Our goals? I once met a young man full of energy and ambition. He told me, "I want to be successful. I want to make something of my life." I asked him, "What are your goals? What's your destination?" He paused, unsure. You see, he had the desire, but not the direction. This is where the power of clear goals comes into play. Successful people don't leave their futures to chance. They set specific, clear goals. They know exactly what they want, whether it's in their careers, their personal lives, or their health. But setting these goals is just the first step. What really brings these goals to life is the vision that accompanies them. Vision is about seeing the future before it happens. It's about painting a picture in your mind of where you want to go, what you want to achieve. It's not just about saying, "I want to be successful." It's about defining what success looks like for you. Is it starting your own business? Is it writing a book? Is it making a difference in your community? Let me tell you, the power of a well-defined vision is incredible. It's like a magnet pulling you towards your goals. When you have a clear vision, every effort, every struggle becomes meaningful because you know where you're headed. How do you cultivate this habit? Start by asking yourself some key questions. What are my deepest desires? What does my ideal future look like? Write these down, make them vivid, and visit them regularly. Let this vision guide you, inspire you, and keep you aligned with your purpose. Remember, like the ship setting out to sea, you need a destination. Set your goals, paint your vision, and start your journey towards that horizon. Now, let's turn our attention to our second habit, continuous learning and growth. Imagine for a moment a tree. When it stops growing, what happens? It starts to die. The same principle applies to the day we stop growing, learning, and improving is the day we start to stagnate. I recall a conversation I had with an old friend who was a successful entrepreneur. I asked him, "What's the secret to your success?" He replied, "I never stop learning. Every day I learn something new, and that keeps me ahead." His words struck a chord with me. Successful people are perpetual learners. They read books, they listen to podcasts, they attend workshops and seminars. They understand that knowledge is not just power. It is the fuel for their journey to success. But continuous learning is more than just absorbing information. It's about expanding your understanding, challenging your perspectives, and applying what you learn. It's about growing, not just in knowledge, but in wisdom and insight. It's about becoming a better version of yourself day by day. How do you cultivate this habit? Start by setting aside time every day for learning. It doesn't have to be long. Even just 15 minutes a day can make a difference. Read a book, listen to an audiobook, watch a documentary, or even have a deep conversation with someone who inspires you. The key is to remain curious, to keep asking questions, and to never assume you know it all. Remember, like the tree, our growth is continuous. As long as we're learning, we're growing. And as long as we're growing, we're moving closer to our fullest potential. Is now consider our third habit, time management and productivity. Picture time as a currency, the most valuable currency we have. Unlike money, when it's gone, you can't earn more. How we spend our time, therefore, is crucial to our... I remember meeting a wise old man once who said to me, "Each day is a gift of 24 hours. How you spend it is up to you. Spend it wisely and it will pay you back in success and achievement." This simple yet profound advice highlights the essence of time management. Successful people understand that time is finite. They don't waste it on things that don't align with their goals. They are masters of prioritization, focusing on tasks that move them closer to their visions. They are disciplined, often following routines that maximize their productivity. They understand that every minute counts. But it's not just about being busy. It's about being productive. There's a difference between activity and accomplishment. The key is to focus on high-impact tasks, those that bring you closer to your goals, and delegate or eliminate tasks that don't serve your purpose. How do we cultivate this habit? Start by evaluating how you currently spend your time. Identify the time wasters and distractions. Set clear priorities each day and stick to them. Learn to say no to things that don't align with your goals. And remember, productivity is not about filling every moment with work. It's about making each moment count. As we manage our time wisely, we find that we can achieve more with less stress and more fulfillment. Time, after all, is the canvas on which we paint the masterpiece of our lives. Let's now explore our fourth habit, perseverance and resilience. Think of the mighty oak tree. It starts as a small acorn, faces countless storms, and yet it grows tall and strong. Its strength lies not in its size, but in its ability to withstand the challenges that nature throws its way. Similarly, the path to success is often strewn with obstacles, but it is our perseverance and resilience that see us through. I recall the story of a famous writer who was rejected by publishers over and over again. Each rejection was a storm, a test of his resolve, but he didn't give up. He kept writing, kept improving. Eventually, he became one of the most celebrated authors of his time. His story is a testament to the power of not giving in to defeat. Perseverance is about staying the course, even when the going gets tough. It's about commitment to your goals, no matter the hurdles. Resilience, on the other hand, is about bouncing back from setbacks. It's about learning from failures, not letting them define you. How do we build these qualities? Start by embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. When you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Develop a positive attitude towards failure. See it as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. And most importantly, keep your eyes on your goals. Let your vision be stronger than your fears and doubts. Remember, the journey to success is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It requires patience, endurance, and the will to keep going when things get tough. Like the oak tree, let your roots of perseverance and resilience run deep, and you will find the strength to overcome any storm. As we navigate further into our exploration of the habits of highly successful people, let us turn our attention to a critical yet often overlooked aspect. Networking in relationships. Picture, if you will, a tapestry. Each thread in this tapestry represents a relationship, a connection. Individually, they might seem insignificant, but woven together, they create a work of strength, beauty, and utility. In much the same way, our relationships and networks intertwine to form the fabric of our professional and personal lives, offering support, strength, and opportunities. I remember an old story about a young man who started his career with nothing but ambition and a willingness to learn. He wasn't born into privilege, nor did he have extraordinary talents, but he had one remarkable quality. He knew the value of building relationships. He treated everyone he met, from the janitor to the CEO, with respect and genuine interest. Over time, he built a network of connections that played a pivotal role in his eventual success. His story illustrates a powerful truth. Success is not just about what you know, but also about who you know. Networking is not merely a business tactic. It is an art form. It's about building genuine connections, sharing ideas, and offering value to others. It's not about handing out business cards at events. It's about forging lasting relationships based on trust and mutual respect. Successful people understand this. They invest time in nurturing their relationships, understanding that these connections are crucial to their personal and professional growth. But how do we cultivate this habit? First and foremost, approach networking with a mindset of giving, not just receiving. Ask yourself, how can I help, rather than what can I gain? Be genuinely interested in others. Listen to their stories, understand their needs, and offer help where you can. Remember, the strongest relationships are built on a foundation of genuine care and value. Another key aspect is the role of mentors. Mentors are like the experienced captains who help navigate our ships through uncharted waters. They provide guidance, share wisdom, and help us avoid pitfalls. Seek out mentors who inspire you, who have walked the path you wish to tread, be open to their advice, and equally be willing to mentor others. In teaching, we often reinforce our own learning and growth. Networking and relationship building also extend beyond professional life. It's about being part of a community, about forming bonds that enrich our lives. It involves family, friends, and even strangers who might one day become friends. Each person we meet has something unique to offer, a lesson to teach, a perspective to share. Cherish these interactions, for they are the threads that strengthen the tapestry of your life. In a world that's becoming increasingly digital, don't forget the power of personal interaction. A face-to-face conversation, a handshake, a shared experience, these are the things that forge strong bonds. In your journey to success, take the time to build and nurture these connections. Attend events, join groups, participate in community activities. Be present and engaged. It's also important to remember that networking is a two-way street. It requires effort and reciprocity. As you build your network, be reliable, be trustworthy, and most importantly, be yourself. Authenticity is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. As we journey further into the exploration of the habits of highly successful people, it's crucial to address a fundamental aspect often overshadowed by ambition and achievement: health and well-being. Picture your body and mind as a temple. Just as a temple requires care and reverence, our bodies and minds demand respect and attention. This is not a luxury. It is a necessity. The state of our health directly impacts our ability to achieve success and enjoy its fruits. I recall a conversation with a very successful businessman. He had wealth, respect, and power, but his health was failing. He said to me, "I spent the first half of my life sacrificing my health to gain wealth, and now I am spending my wealth to regain my health." His words are a poignant reminder that neglecting our health in the pursuit of success is like building a mansion on quicksand. The habit of maintaining good health involves more than just avoiding illness. It's about cultivating a lifestyle that enhances our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It's about nourishment, not just of the body, but of the soul. Let's start with physical health. Our bodies are the vehicles that carry us through our journey of success. How we treat them determines how far they can take us. This means regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate rest. Exercise doesn't just strengthen the body, it clears the mind. It's not about having a perfect physique. It's about maintaining a level of fitness that allows energy and vitality to flow through you. And then there's nutrition. The food we consume is the fuel for our bodies. Imagine if you had a luxury car. Would you fill it with low-grade fuel? Of course not. Then why do we often neglect the quality of what we put into our own bodies? Eating well is not about strict diets or deprivation. It's about balance and nourishing ourselves in a way that supports our overall well-being. Rest, too, is vital. It's the time when our bodies repair and rejuvenate. In our fast-paced world, Sleep is often sacrificed for productivity, but this is a false economy. Lack of rest diminishes our effectiveness and clouds our judgment. A well-rested mind is more creative, more alert, and more capable of problem solving. Now let's talk about mental and emotional health. Our mind is like a garden. Just as a garden requires regular tending to prevent the weeds from taking over, our minds require care to stay healthy and resilient. This includes managing stress, fostering positive thoughts, and engaging in activities that bring joy and relaxation. It's also about surrounding ourselves with people who uplift us, who challenge us in positive ways, and who support our mental health. It's not just the absence of mental illness. It's about cultivating a state of well-being where we feel capable, confident, and balanced. This includes practices like mindfulness, meditation, or simply taking time to reflect and be present. Remember, success is not just measured by what we achieve, but by how we feel and how we live. Our health is the foundation upon which we build the edifice of our achievements. Neglect it, and everything else becomes meaningless. As we explore further into the habits of highly successful people, we must turn our attention to an aspect that often defines much of our adult lives: financial wisdom. Consider for a moment the process of building a house. You wouldn't start with the roof or the walls. You start with the foundation, ensuring it's solid, stable, and able to support everything you build upon it. Similarly, in the realm of success, financial wisdom serves as a foundation. It's about building a stable base upon which all other achievements can rest. I remember a story of a young entrepreneur I once met. He had big dreams and endless ambition. In his rush to success, he overlooked the basics of financial management. He earned plenty, but he also spent just as much, sometimes even more. Eventually, his financial recklessness caught up with him and his dreams crumbled. It was a hard lesson in the importance of financial prudence. Financial wisdom is not just about making money. It's about managing it effectively. It's about understanding the value of saving, the power of investing, and the danger of debt. It's about making your money work for you, not you working endlessly for your money. The first step in cultivating financial wisdom is to live within your means. It's easy to get caught up in the trappings of success, the latest gadgets, the fanciest cars, the luxurious holidays, but true wealth is not in outward display. It's in financial security and freedom. Next is the art of saving and investing. The goal here is not to amass wealth for wealth's sake, but to create a buffer against life's uncertainties and to build resources that allow you to seize opportunities. Learn the basics of investing, not to become a speculator, but to understand how to grow your wealth wisely. Another crucial aspect is budgeting. It's about knowing where your money goes and making conscious decisions about spending. A budget is not a constraint. It's a tool for making informed financial choices, a roadmap that guides your financial decisions. Let's also talk about debt. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of buying now and paying later. But debt is like quicksand. The more you struggle without a plan, the deeper you sink. Learn to use debt wisely as a tool, not as a means to fund an unsustainable lifestyle. Financial wisdom also extends to investing in yourself. This means your education, your skills, and your personal growth. Sometimes the best investment you can make is in your own potential. In closing, remember that financial wisdom is not inherent. It's learned. It's a habit that can be developed through discipline, education, and a mindful approach to money, like building a house. Start with the foundation. Build it strong, and it will support your dreams, your goals, and your success for a lifetime. As we draw our time together to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've embarked upon this evening. We've explored the habits of highly successful people, not as distant concepts, but as tangible, achievable practices that each of us can incorporate into our lives. Think back to the gardener and his garden that we talked about at the beginning. Just as the gardener tends to his garden, nurturing it every day, so too must we tend to the garden of our habits. We talked about the importance of setting clear goals and having a vision, much like a ship setting its course. We delved into the power of continuous learning and growth. reminding ourselves that like a tree, we must keep growing to stay alive. We discussed the precious nature of time, understanding that like a currency, once spent, it can never be regained. We embraced the idea of perseverance and resilience, learning to stand strong like the mighty oak tree amidst the storms of challenges and setbacks. We recognize the significance of networking and relationships, seeing them as threads in the tapestry of our success. We acknowledge the paramount importance of health and well-being, treating our body and mind as the temple that houses our spirit and ambition. And finally, we talked about financial wisdom, understanding that like a strong foundation, it supports and sustains all other aspects of our lives. As we part ways tonight, I urge you to think of these habits not just as guidelines for success, but as stepping stones on a path to a more fulfilled, more purposeful life. Remember, the journey to success is not a race. It's a marathon. It requires patience, dedication, and most importantly, a willingness to take that first step and then to keep on walking, step by step, day by day. My parting words to you are these. Believe in yourself, believe in your ability to change, to grow, and to achieve. The seeds of greatness lie within each of us. It's up to us to nurture them, to water them, to give them the light of our attention and the nourishment of our efforts. As you leave here tonight, carry with you not just the memory of our conversation, but the commitment to take action. Start with one habit, one change, one small step, and then watch as your garden grows, as your life transforms, and as you become the architect of your own destiny.